That looks like a good spot. Alrighty guys, I'm going to talk about something right now that is a personal pet peeve of mine when I go out in the woods. There's nothing that pisses me off more when I find a nice place to camp, and then on the edge of the campsite there's little shit piles and piles of toilet paper and stuff from people going to the bathroom and not doing it properly out in the woods. Either go to a place that has an outhouse and use it, or if you're in a place that doesn't have it, learn to bring a trowel or a shovel. Now today I am out here on the down low in a sneak camp, so I didn't bring my military e-tool. Got this little trowel. Now, and I'm lucky today because it's pretty sandy here. Normally what I would do is try to be as far away from your campsite as you possibly can be, as far as you're comfortable walking in the middle of the night, whatever, you know, probably 50 feet. I'm sure there's rules that'll tell you a lot more than that, but you know, 50 feet's good enough if you're staying a day or two. And one more thing before I start talking about the hole. It's best to dig a hole before it gets dark. So if you wake up in the middle of the night and something didn't agree with you, you don't have to waste time digging a hole. And luckily, like I said, I'm along a river here, so it's really sandy. You just take your trowel, and all you got to do is start digging. If you find a root, well, just kind of dig around it. And how deep should you dig this? I would say as deep as possible, at least a foot. But if you can dig it deeper, dig it deeper. Alrighty, and just like that. Got a nice little hole to take a dump in. And of course, this is out in the open. I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes, but for me personally, usually I like to find a tree about that big around, dig a hole kind of next to it. That way I can grab onto that tree, bend over and do what I need to do. Just works out best for me. I'm not going to get into too many details about that. You'll figure it out. But yeah, so you do your business, and then either use toilet paper or baby wipes. I prefer baby wipes, even though they take a lot longer to dissolve in the ground. They're more than one purpose. Toilet paper, about all you can do with it is blow your nose, wipe your butt, and maybe start a fire. But I tell you what, I really don't care to start a fire with something as precious as toilet paper. And before I digress on that, plus it takes up a lot of space. Baby wipes, handy wipes, whatever you want to call them. Wipe yourself down the way you need to. You can wipe off your face. You can clean your hands. If it's really hot out, you know, you rub it up on your arms and whatnot. And it really helps out a lot. And you know, I mean, it's safe for a baby. Why wouldn't it be safe for you, right? And it comes in a nice, most of them, you know, they come in a little square package, whatever. Stores flat, don't take up a lot of room, and they have more than one purpose. So, back to the hole. You do your thing, you drop your load, and you simply bury it back up. There, like nothing never happened. And as long as you dig it deep enough, you do not have to worry about a dog or a coyote or any other animal digging it up. Or if you didn't dig it deep enough, think about this. So you find what you think is a perfect campsite, and all of a sudden you start scratching away so you can put your ground cloth down, and you scratch up a fucking turd because somebody just did it like a cat, laid it on the ground and kicked some dirt over it. How fucking disgusting is that? That's how you spread diseases. Anyways, that is campsite pooping 101. Dig a hole at least a foot deep. Do what you got to do and then bury it. And if you're a guy, I mean, this is something that I do. I don't recommend it for women because there's mechanics involved in this, but I pee all around the campsite. That way, if something comes up here, I'm assuming it's going to smell me and go the other way. So, hope you appreciate that. Now that we're done with this, let's go make some lunch. Alrighty guys, the temperature's dropping and it's just about time to go. I'm almost packed up. Fish are not biting. Another sign it's time to get out of here, but let's make a quick lunch and get on out of here. Alrighty guys, and today's lunch will be Irish breakfast tea, some chicken flavored ramen noodles with some red pepper flakes and some Parmesan cheese. And this is Parmesan cheese from, I believe, Michelangelo's Pizza Shop. This is not Hunter Biden Parmesan cheese. This is the real deal grated Parmesan cheese, the kind you actually eat, not the kind you smoke. Enough on that knothead. Let's heat up some water real quick and then we'll make the noodles and everything will be good in the hood. Yeah, it's been pretty windy, so you know, a piece of foil wrapped around your little stove sure makes a difference.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be great outdoors, forever free.
I use my own little special blend, but I didn't want to bring anything extra out here, so we're just kind of using what we got on hand. And if you're new to the channel, somewhere back in the day, I've got a recipe for my version of Roman noodle spices. No MSG and no bullshit. Just some spices that enhance it. Then you put a little meat of your choice in there and you are cooking good. And if you happen to be a vegetarian, just don't put no meat in it, right? No whining. Very simple. You either put meat in it or you don't. All right. Just like that, we are boiling. And you know that cup's hot. I shouldn't have to tell you that. Crushed red pepper flakes, compliments of Papa John's. Papa John's is my second favorite store-bought pizza. I don't know if you have them up where you live or wherever it is you live at, but there's a chain around here called Michelangelo's, and they, in my opinion, have the best. Really good pizza for takeout. Alright, let's crank this thing back up. that cook for a little while. So this morning I'm fishing and I catch that one bluegill that you saw, and so I'm sitting up here because he swallowed the hook, so I cut the line and I'm rigging up a new system for the pole, cameras off, all that good stuff, right? I'm sitting here and I look up, and right over there, no more than 40 feet, right there where the ridge starts to go up, a ginormous buck is walking down the lane. I'm like, I look up and I'm just like, I freeze. I'm flabbergasted at how big he was for around here, and the fact that he was so close. I guess I kind of screwed him up because I do know where I'm camping at right now. This is like a intersection for wildlife. There's tracks everywhere, and you can see, if you look around closely, you can see where they're coming across the river and whatnot. But so anyways, before I digress into all kinds of weird stuff, so he just walks across there, and then the little washout that I gotta walk back up, he climbs up that like it's nothing. It's gonna kill me to get up there. More on that later. And then he walks across the ridge line, and then he walks back down, crosses the creek. So the next thing you know, somewhere between 8 and a dozen, I didn't count them, I was just flabbergasted that they were there. The female, and then I guess all their youngins and extended family and whatnot, a whole freaking herd walks across right over there on the other side of the waterfall, and a couple of them even stopped to drink and stuff. It was one of the coolest things I have seen in recent memory out in the woods. Like I said, it was almost a dozen plus the alpha male buck, and they paid me no mind. I think they knew I was here, but they paid me no mind. I mean, hell, I'm not wearing orange and hunting season's over, right? But what a blessing. And I really wished I'd have had the camera on, and my phone was right next to me, but I knew that if I would have even flinched, they would have bolted. But I sat here, watched them cross over, and then they were all milled around on the other side, and then they wandered up the hill, and I don't know where they went after that. But that was worth the 3-mile hike right there. Put the lid on this. So yeah, pretty good trip. I humped in almost 3 miles or so. I don't know, I don't have a pedometer. And saw those deer, a whole herd of deer. Seen buku little birdies, all kinds of little birdies flying around here. They don't even give a shit that I'm here. It's really pretty cool. Haven't seen any other animals that I'm aware of, although there's tracks everywhere. Like I think I said earlier in the video, I've seen coyote tracks, and I've seen what I would assume to be alpha male tracks because they were bigger than all the other ones. Fox tracks, coon tracks, possums, you know, everything that's wandering around out here in the woods, except bears and panthers and bobcats. I didn't see any of that. They're probably here, I just don't know about it. And so that was really cool. And let's see what else. Oh yeah, and of course we had an absolutely violent thunderstorm last night. I mean, it was bad. It was rough. If I'd have had a truck handy, I probably would have just packed up and went home. Or worse, leave my shit here and come back and get it. But I am not in a position to do that where I'm at. I mean, I got a lifeline that's a phone call away, but I still got to hump 3 miles out. Or, in the worst case scenario is I do a pin drop and I'll let everybody know where I'm at and suffer the consequences after I get out of the hospital. I do like stealth camping, but I don't think this is a good spot because I'm kind of down in a low spot. I'm on a peninsula, which is really cool, but as I look around, I'm in a low spot, so I keep looking up on the ridge line expecting to see a head or two, and I haven't. I'd much rather be on high ground looking down, but this is a nice secluded spot. I really like it, and done some double checking. I should not let the cat out of the bag, but I have looked from my dead reckoning and on a topographical map. It appears I could get up here by boat. Maybe not my boat, might have to use a kayak, but I know that I can legally camp here if I have a boat with me because I came up the river. But to be camping out here like I am right now, it's obvious I humped in here. And I can either tell the truth and tell the people how I got here, or I could make up a lie and say that I was in the White Oak Game Lands and got lost and somehow I ended up over here. But, you know, lying's really not my style. So, anyways, let's give this a taste. And I'm going to go ahead and put the cheese on there right now. Alrighty guys, I don't know if you can see it or not. I'm not going to get up to show it to you. It's nothing special. It's Roman noodles with red pepper flakes, the chicken flavor pack in there, and some Parmesan cheese. Nothing fancy, but it's hot and it's semi-hearty. Probably not very good for me, but it'll warm me up and fill me up. Man, that's good with the cheese. Hell yeah. I gotta remember that. Parmesan cheese. New staple in the kitchen. Good stuff. And of course I got my little River Country Products cup with lid. Now they do make a bigger one. You could probably actually do some cooking where you'd have enough water to where you could heat up your mountain house or whatever and have water left over for a cup of tea or whatever. But I chose the small one as a drinking cup because I've always got other things to cook with. So, Irish tea, Irish breakfast tea. That's good. And the reason I brought a couple different kinds of tea out with me here for this overnighter was if I'd have brought instant coffee, I'd have had to bring some cut, which would be sugar and some form of creamer, because I cannot drink instant coffee without a little cut in it. And it'd be more stuff to carry. I was trying to see how little of stuff I could bring out here and still enjoy myself. And really, the only thing that was heavy was my water. I bet I carried as much water weight as I do my gear. And I didn't want to know what it weighed before I left. When I go home, I'll weigh it out. But what I had, just a reminder, I know I said this before, 2 1-quart canteens, a 2-quart canteen, so that's a gallon, and then 2 of these bottles right here. And what's a gallon of water weigh? Like 7 pounds or something like that. I don't remember exactly. And then those bottles right there. So that's a lot of weight. That's probably almost as much as I was toting. So anyways, I'm going to turn the camera off. I'm going to enjoy my lunch. I'll see you guys in a couple minutes.